Are you a new consultant? Are you just getting into the consulting space, or maybe you're thinking about it, or coaching space in B2B? Well, I want to talk to you about your mindset and how to think so that you can be around for a long time. I was on a call the other day with someone who is a new consultant, and he had all of this expertise and brilliance. And I asked him why he wanted to get into consulting. And he said, well, he had done all of these things in the corporate sector, in banking, and he had had some great success. And he found that he was actually consulting internally. So he made the decision that he wanted to become an entrepreneur and he wanted to consult on his own. But he also said, but I'm not going to market, not interested in marketing. I'm not even thinking about marketing, and I don't want to have to sell. Okay, so I want to speak to this because I get that it can be very scary when you step into entrepreneurship and the whole marketing and sales thing. But I want to give you also a reality check. And I always say it like it is. So I'm a big believer. I'm not helping you if I sugarcoat anything. So if you are newer to the consulting space, here's what you really need to know. 90% of what you do when you first get started in consulting is going to be marketing. Now, when you first start, you might be able to get your first few clients from referrals. A lot of times when people come into the consulting market, they can go out and they can actually get their first client from the company that they just left. So that's amazing, because a lot of times you can get paid a lot more than you were even getting paid as an employee with them. But then it also gives you the opportunity to work with other companies and do other consulting work. So you now have an opportunity to expand your income and expand your revenue. And so this is the second thing I want you to think about. You're no longer an employee if you're jumping into entrepreneurship. So I want to expand your thinking, because why would you only want to make the income that you made in corporate? Here's what you don't realize. It's not any easier being an entrepreneur. Over time, as you grow your company, now you can outsource a lot of things. You can hire people to do a lot of the work for you. And this is where you can really multiply your money. But why would you want to be a consultant and only make as much money as you made in a job? This is the way a lot of consultants think. Well, I made this in my job and that's what I would like to make. Well, that's a great start, but that isn't a business, right? That's another job for yourself. And reality check here, you'll probably work more hours for yourself trying to make that amount of money than you would have ever worked for the company that you left. So I want to really be realistic here and share with you what the reality is when you jump into entrepreneurship. So 90% of what you're going to be doing is going to be marketing yourself until you have a marketing system that feeds your business consistently so that you don't run out of clients, so that you always know where your next client is going to come from. See, a lot of people get into consulting and they rely on referrals, and referrals are great. Who does not love a great referral? But they're not marketing systems. They are sporadic. They're not dependable. They're not predictable. And you cannot grow a business or even get dependable, predictable revenue if you're relying on referrals. Because the reality is you don't ever know when you're going to get one. And so you don't want to set yourself up for failure because you don't have marketing in place. And marketing is ongoing. If you are going to be in business, you have got to market your business. People have to know about you, right? It doesn't matter how great you are on the inside if nobody knows about you and you're the best kept secret. So I want to shift your mindset. Maybe you're new to consulting. Maybe you've been in consulting for a while and you wonder why maybe your client list dries up, or you wonder why you stay on that up and down revenue roller coaster. It's probably because you either stop marketing when you get enough clients and now you're back to square one again. Now you're back to almost being a startup, or you don't understand that you need to market. And just like this particular person that I had the conversation with, I was very upfront with him and very honest with him on the call. And I said, look, you just stepped into being a business, and that means you have to market. I have never seen a business be successful ever. And I've built a lot of them, not just for myself, but I've helped a lot of other people build their business. I've never seen anyone be successful living in a vacuum where no one knew about them, right? And so you've got to understand marketing is a big piece of it. And the other thing that this particular consultant said is, I do not want to sell. And I said, well, how did you get your first clients? Because he was already working with clients. And he said, well, they were a referral. And I said, I get that, but you had a conversation with them, right? And he said, yes. And I said, well, then you sold to them if they paid you. If they're paying you for your services, you did sell. And I said, so it's the way you're thinking about sales is off. And so I want to just shift your thinking around sales. And sales is basically just providing a solution to the prospect that you're talking to, and then they decide to work with you and pay you. That's all sales are. And so don't overthink sales. A lot of times when people think about sales, they have maybe this bad idea around sales, like it's slimy or pushy, or they think of a used car salesman. We're not talking about that. But I want you to know that in the consulting space, you will have to close sales. People are not going to be able to close the sales and close the deals for you in most cases, unless, once again, you're working for maybe a firm or you are an employee. You're being treated like an employee. If you're working for yourself, if you're an entrepreneur, you are going to have to learn to close sales. But the thing that's so great about sales in the marketplace today is it's not slimy. It's not icky. There's nothing salesy about it at all. It's just simply having a conversation with the right prospect and uncovering what they need and then fulfilling that need and making a decision on how you could work together to do that. It literally is that simple. So think about how your mindset is around your consulting business. First of all, are you building another job for yourself by not thinking, okay, I'm going to have to market, I'm going to have to sell, I'm going to have to put some marketing systems in place so that I don't ever run out of clients. And of course, there are other foundational things that go into building a sustainable consulting business. But I just wanted to hit on these two things, because if you don't go into entrepreneurship realizing these things, you are going to struggle. I work with consultants that have been in business sometimes for 3 years or 5 years, and they've never made very much money. They've maybe only made $30 or $40 or $50,000 a year, when realistically that could be one client or not even one client. When you structure things in the right way. So if you're going into business for yourself, if you decide to make that leap into entrepreneurship, then really understand what's going to keep you around for a long time. And you have to learn how to build a business. It's not enough just to get a few clients, because that's not going to be a long game for you. That might be an immediate win, but a lot of consultants end up going back into their jobs that they previously had because they figure out, wow, this is harder than I thought it was. And it really does come down to they don't learn the skills, the things that they have to know to build a business. So it's just a new skill set that you're learning when you go into entrepreneurship. But if you don't realize that they are new skills that you have to learn, then it's not very likely you're going to be highly successful. So I just wanted to open up your mindset today. If you need some help structuring your consulting business, you're really in this to win it. You want to be around for a long time. You want to make great money. You want to blow, your income out of the water. You could make 5 or 10 times more than you ever made as an employee. If you want those things, then you have to learn how to build a consulting business in the right way. And that means you have to have great offers that are relevant to the market. You have to know who your ideal clients are. You have to know how to market to them and have a system that you can always count on and it's predictable. You also have to have a long game in marketing, which is your brand, building a strong, powerful brand that will continue to feed your pipeline. And then you have to know how to close sales. And then you have to know that there are no limits as to what you can accomplish. See, when you go into business for yourself, there are no limits as to what you can build that business to. You could build it to $1 million. You could build it to multiple millions. You could, even if you want to, become a billionaire. But you have to learn the skills that are going to get you there, and you have to have a vision for where you want your business to go. So I guess I would say start with your vision. What is it you really want? Are you looking for another job? That's probably going to mean working more than you're working for an employer. Or are you really looking to build something that can be around for a long time and actually build it into an asset and literally change your life? I mean, having a coaching and consulting business can be incredibly lucrative, and it can really change your life when you do the right things. So I hope this has been helpful. Please leave any comments. Let me know. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. And if you need some help building $1 million or it could be a high multi six figure business, and you want to be that consultant that's around for a long time, loving what you do, making more money, and having a lot of freedom in your life, isn't that why you get into entrepreneurship? So you can actually enjoy your life more? Well, if you want that, then book a call with me at acarden.com, because that's exactly what I do. I'm a top business growth strategist for people just like you who are really looking to do bigger things. Have an amazing day. God bless you. Bye-bye.